Sit down, because this transfer story is bigger than most people are giving it credit for. Let's break it all down, and I mean everything. The Gordon situation, the massive winger shortlist, the money Arsenal need to raise to make it happen, and why Newcastle might not be able to stop this from happening even if they want to. Let's go. First, why is this summer so important for Arsenal? Before we even get to Gordon, we need to understand why Arsenal are making such a big move this summer. Look at the Premier League table right now. Arsenal are sitting top 70 points, 21 wins. This squad is genuinely good. Arteta has built something real. But here's the honest truth. They've been close for a few seasons now and keep falling short at the final hurdle. This summer isn't just about adding players. It's about pushing Arsenal from a team that competes for trophies to a team that wins them. That's the difference. And Arteta knows it. And this is exactly what Fabrizio Romano has been saying too. Romano confirmed on his YouTube channel that Arsenal will be busy this summer. Midfield, right back and attack are all areas the club are planning to strengthen. He literally said Arsenal are going to be active in the summer transfer window. That's not speculation. That's one of the most reliable guys in football telling you directly something is coming. So now you understand the context. Arsenal have a plan, and Anthony Gordon is a big part of it. The Anthony Gordon situation, this is bigger than you think. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. Anthony Gordon, 25 years old, England international, left winger, currently at Newcastle. Good player, great player actually on his best days. He's got pace, he can go at defenders, he works hard without the ball. Everything Arteta loves in an attacker. Now the reports say Arsenal have done detailed work on Gordon's situation. This isn't, oh, we like him, let's see what happens kind of thing. They've looked at him properly, they've done their homework. But here's the part that really made me stop and think. It's not just Arsenal watching Gordon from a distance. According to reports, Gordon's own people, his representatives, have already made Arsenal aware that he would genuinely love to work under Mikel Arteta. Let that land for a second. The players' camp reached out. That's not Arsenal chasing someone who doesn't want to come. That's a player's side saying, hey, if this can happen, we're interested. In transfer language, that's massive. That changes the whole dynamic. Now, why would Gordon want to leave Newcastle? Well, look at where Newcastle are sitting. 12th in the Premier League, 42 points, no Champions League football next season. For a 25-year-old England international who wants to be playing at the very highest level, that's a problem. Champions League football, title races, the biggest nights in football, those are the things elite players need at this stage of their career. And Fabrizio Romano himself confirmed Arsenal's interest is real. He told Give Me Sport, Arsenal interest is true, he is one of the players they like, and they discussed internally. So this isn't made up, the foundation is there. Now, does Gordon actually fit Arsenal's system? This is where I want to give you my honest opinion. Yes, he fits. Almost perfectly, actually. Arteta wants wide players who can carry the ball at speed, press high, and create chances off the left side. Gordon does all of that. He's direct, he's physical, he makes runs in behind, and he can cut inside onto his right foot when needed. He's not someone who just stands wide and waits. He's active, always involved. The left side of Arsenal's attack is the spot they're looking to improve. Martinelli has had inconsistent seasons. Trossard is a good player, but he's not someone you're building the next 3 years around. Gordon at 25 in his peak years with Arteta coaching him, that could be a really, really good combination. But wait, Liverpool are in this too before we get too excited. Let's be real about something. Arsenal are not alone here. Liverpool have been admiring Gordon for a long time. Not new interest, long-term admiration. And in football, that matters. Liverpool actually had conversations about signing Gordon in a previous transfer window, and it didn't happen partly because Newcastle's asking price was too high. So you've got two big clubs both wanting the same player. That means this is going to be expensive. Newcastle are not going to let Gordon go cheaply, especially when they know they've got multiple Premier League clubs at the door. Can Arsenal outbid Liverpool? Probably yes, if they really want to. But are they willing to spend the kind of money Newcastle will demand? That's the real question. And that brings us to the next important part of this story. How are Arsenal going to pay for all this? This is the bit that a lot of people gloss over, but it's actually crucial. Arsenal don't just have unlimited money sitting in a vault. To bring in players of this calibre, they need to move people on first. And the reported plan is pretty bold. According to reports, Arsenal are looking to sell Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly this summer, two young players the club developed themselves for a combined fee of around £100 million. Honestly, that surprised me. Both of those players have real potential, but the logic makes sense from a business perspective. If you can turn academy players into £100 million and use that to sign established top-level talent, that's a smart bit of business, even if it feels a bit cold. And it doesn't stop there. Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus are also mentioned as players whose futures at the club are uncertain. If Martinelli leaves, that directly opens up the left wing spot and removes the need to carry two players in the same position. So essentially, Arsenal are planning a proper squad reshape. Not just one signing and done, a real rebuild of the attack. Bring in Gordon or another elite winger, clear out the players who haven't quite delivered, and come back stronger next season. That's ambitious, but it's the kind of ambition that actually wins trophies. The full winger shortlist, Arsenal are not putting all their eggs in one basket. Now this is where it gets really exciting, because Gordon is just one of many names on Arsenal's radar. Sporting director Andrea Berta has been doing his homework, and the shortlist is genuinely top quality. Nico Williams, Athletic Club in Spain, absolute magic on the ball. The guy was outstanding at Euro 2024. The problem, he apparently has his heart set on joining Barcelona. So unless that collapses, Arsenal probably can't get him. Shame, because he'd be special. Rafael Leão, AC Milan. This one I find interesting. He's got all the talent in the world, pace, skill, a real goal threat, but consistency has always been the question with him. Some games he's unplayable, other games he disappears. Would Arteta trust him? I'm not fully convinced, but the talent is undeniable. Yan Diomande, RB Leipzig. Less talked about than the others, but a seriously good player. Young, direct, improving every season. This could actually be a smart, under-the-radar signing if the bigger names don't work out. Julian Alvarez. This is the dream target, apparently. Atletico Madrid's Argentine superstar. But here's the thing. Alvarez wants to play as a striker, not a winger. And Arsenal don't necessarily need a central striker as their priority right now. So while they're still monitoring the situation, this one might not happen. PSG's trio, Kvaratskhelia, Doué, Barcola, all mentioned, all exciting, all described as highly unlikely. And Romano confirmed that PSG consider Kvaratskhelia completely untouchable. They'd want something ridiculous like £160 million, and they're not even really open to selling. So let's park that one. What I take from this list is simple. Arsenal have serious options. They're not desperate. They're not scrambling. They have a plan, they have targets at different price points, and they're going to pick the best deal available. The Newcastle triple raid, is this actually realistic? Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Reports say Arsenal are also monitoring Tino Livramento and Sandro Tonali from Newcastle, on top of Gordon. That's potentially three players from the same club in one summer. Is that realistic? Honestly, it depends entirely on Newcastle's financial situation. The club has publicly said there's no fire sale coming. They're not panicking. But behind the scenes, any club sitting 12th in the Premier League with no European football next season needs to think about money. Player sales might not be a choice, they might be a necessity. And if that's the case, then suddenly losing one or even two key players becomes something they have to manage rather than something they can simply refuse. Livramento is an interesting one. Fast, modern right-back, fits Arsenal's long-term plan to build a younger defence. Tonali is a class central midfielder who would add serious quality to Arteta's engine room. Both would be proper signings, but three Newcastle players in one window. I think one is very possible. Two is a stretch. Three would be absolutely extraordinary and probably won't happen. Newcastle's ownership won't allow the squad to be stripped that drastically. The Morgan Rogers situation, Arsenal's quiet move. One more name worth mentioning here, Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa. Arsenal are reportedly big admirers of the 23-year-old playmaker. He's a creative, technically gifted player who can operate in tight spaces and drive forward. Villa's financial situation might force them to sell, and Arsenal, Chelsea and Manchester United are all supposedly in the running. If Rodgers has a strong World Cup, which is possible, his value shoots up and it becomes much harder. But right now, this is a realistic signing that could happen at a more manageable price compared to the blockbuster names. I'm actually a fan of this one. Rodgers is young, he's getting better, and Arteta has shown he can take players and elevate them to another level. Could be a really smart addition alongside a bigger signing like Gordon. So what does all this mean for Arsenal? My honest take. Let me give you my real opinion on all of this. Arsenal need to add top quality this summer. Not good players, top quality. The players around Saka, Odegaard and Rice need to be elite. Because when it matters most in the Champions League, in title run-ins, you need everyone at the highest possible level. Gordon would be a really good signing, not a perfect one, but a really good one. He's proven in the Premier League, he's at the right age, he fits the system, and crucially, he wants to come. That last part is huge. You don't want to spend £60, 70 million on a player who has to be convinced. Gordon's camp reaching out changes the energy of the whole negotiation. The risk, Newcastle will make this expensive, very expensive. And if Liverpool come in with a big offer, Arsenal have to be willing to go higher. That's where things could get complicated. The plan to sell Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly to fund this is bold. I understand the logic, but losing two promising young players in one go is a gamble. If those sales don't bring in the expected money, Arsenal's summer plans could get difficult very quickly. But overall, this feels like a club that knows exactly what it's doing. Berta has come in and immediately started working like a proper sporting director. Multiple targets, a clear vision for the squad, smart thinking about who comes in and who goes out. I'm genuinely excited about where this is heading. Quick questions for you. Let's settle this. I want to know what you think, so drop your answers in the comments. 1. Do you think Anthony Gordon is the right signing for Arsenal, or would you rather they push harder for someone like Nico Williams or Leao? 2. Is selling Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly for £100 million combined the right decision, or is Arsenal making a mistake letting those two go? 3. Out of the full winger shortlist, Gordon, Williams, Leao, Diomande, Alvarez, who would you pick if you were Arteta? Seriously, I want to see the debate in the comments. These are real decisions that Arsenal are going to make in the next few months, and I want to know where the fans stand. Final thoughts. This summer could change everything. Here's the bottom line. Arsenal are top of the Premier League. They've got a proper manager, a proper structure, and now a proper sporting director. The squad is good, but good isn't enough anymore. Arteta knows it, the board knows it, and the players know it. This summer, Arsenal have a chance to take a genuine step forward. Not just add bodies, but add the kind of quality that makes you a real credible contender for the Premier League title and the Champions League at the same time. Anthony Gordon would be a statement signing. 3 Newcastle players would be absolutely wild. And the combination of a cleared-out left wing, fresh attacking blood, and Arteta's system, that could be genuinely scary for the rest of the league. But as always in football, nothing is done until it's done. No deal is confirmed until Fabrizio Romano posts those 2 words everyone's waiting for. Until then, we watch, we talk, we debate. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, share it with an Arsenal fan who needs to see it. Because this summer, it's going to be one to remember. Come on, you Gunners.